you think that you have options when you really don't. You have 3 ways of saying yes.
So I think the honest answer is that not every city has been excited about moving forward with this.
Is the Metropolitan Council forcing its agenda on cities? The Met Council is moving along with their project to extend the light rail's Blue Line, adding stops in North Minneapolis, Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, Crystal, and Brooklyn Park. Each city involved needs to approve phases of the project through a process known as municipal consent. According to the Met Council, the Blue Line extension has successfully gained municipal consent, but some city council members are saying things are not quite how they appear.
Well, what's going on here is that the cities actually do not have a choice to vote no in this municipal consent process. Everyone thinks that LRT is something that we can vote yes or no on, and that's actually not the case.
Elizabeth Dahl sits on the Crystal City Council and reached out to Alpha News to share her concerns about the Met Council's actions. Dahl says that the municipal consent process leaves cities with 3 options: to vote yes on the project, to vote no on the project and have a taxpayer-funded mediation where their concerns will likely be turned into a yes later on, or to vote for a non-resolution, which will automatically be turned into a yes vote after a certain period of time. Wanting to avoid the taxpayer-funded mediation, the City of Crystal voted for a non-resolution. Dahl says the Met Council is bullying cities along this project.
Here we have the Met Council telling everyone that they have a choice, that all of the cities voted yes on this project, when in fact they did not. I know more than one city council member who voted yes, not because they wanted to back this project, but because they wanted to protect their city from the Met Council.
Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Johnson, who has been active against this project, says he has heard several concerns from the City of Crystal.
The municipal consent process is frustrating in its own way, and I have heard from, particularly in Crystal, kind of their frustration, because the interpretation that their attorneys have given them is that essentially municipal consent is kind of irrelevant, because even if you vote no, they move forward with it anyway.
Johnson says while some cities may interpret the municipal consent process differently, that it should be changed regardless.
If that is the correct interpretation, I think you might hear different interpretations of that. But if that's correct, then it's just a joke. It's kind of a farce, and we should fix it to say that either municipal consent matters and a city could stop the project if they don't support it, or just get rid of municipal consent, or at least stop calling it that, because it's not really what it is.
Alpha News did reach out to the Metropolitan Council for comment, but the only statement they made was that they were following state statute. Both Johnson and Dahl did mention that this is something that the state legislature would need to fix.
If the state legislature recognizes that the cities do not want this, that the citizens do not want this, that the way that we had no vote was really unconstitutional in my opinion, then at that point the state legislature will be able to decide whether or not to fund the project.
Alpha News reached out to several other city council members along the Blue Line extension. Some tell us that they support the project. However, some members agreed that municipal consent isn't as transparent as it seems. Brooklyn Park City Council member John Jordan says to call it municipal consent wasn't really a proper term for what we were doing, going on to say, if the Met Council decides to impose their light rail on future cities, those councils need to know what they're getting into the very first time they vote. They are locking themselves and future councils into their decision. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to make sure you stay up to date on politics in Minnesota. Thank you for joining us. I'm Julia Aaron with Alpha News.